Let me see, could you guys hear me all right? All right, dope. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? It is my favorite time of the year, ladies and gentlemen. Each and every single year, we do a NBA draft lottery live stream, and it's very near and dear to my heart because the very first year I was doing this, which was 5 years ago, I was in a much different place in life. You know, this was kind of like my Hail Mary to try to get this YouTube channel going. And now it's become a regular thing we do each and every year. And it's also a bit of a celebration for all we've achieved up to this point. So I want to start out by saying from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much. The first year I did this 5 years ago, I was at about 100,000 subscribers. I'm currently at 915,000 subscribers, and I'm hoping by this time next year, when we're doing it, we're over 1 million. So I wanted to open up the live stream by thanking each and every single one of you for your support. Sean, what's up, Sean? What's good, Caleb? What's good, Adam? Ezekiel, Austin, Daryl, Dakota, Adam, Armando. What's good, everybody? Eli, what's up, man? Raimi, Donovan, Sean, Christopher. Appreciate all you guys coming through, man. Now, this year's draft, I'm sure you guys have heard, this year's draft isn't even close to the draft last year's was. And that's not to say it's a bad thing. Like the last time we had a draft that was this underwhelming, it was 11 years ago. Like, don't get me wrong, there are drafts that get very, very hyped up and then they end up sucking. Then there are drafts that get no hype at all whatsoever and they end up being really good. Like, for instance, the 2011 NBA draft, I remember going into that draft, people were very underwhelmed. They didn't really think there was that many good prospects in that draft. And I know in hindsight, looking back, you're going to say, what do you mean? That's one of the deepest drafts in NBA history. But that's my point. Going into that draft, people didn't think there were going to be a lot of good players outside of Kyrie Irving. Another good example is probably the 2013 NBA draft. If you go to the 2013 NBA draft, well, first let me show you the 2011 to tell you what I'm talking about, just so I can make sure I get all the stars for you guys. Like, you could tell people weren't expecting a good draft if, like, the number one overall pick ends up being a hit, and then you have, like, a fringe hit with the number 9 overall pick, and then you have Klay Thompson at number 11. And then as you go down, it gets a little bit better. Kawhi is at number 15. Jimmy Butler's at number 30. And then obviously Isaiah Thomas is the final pick. The weakest draft we've had recently is without, like, an example of a hyped up draft was the 2012 draft. Everybody was going crazy over it. Turned out to be weaker than the 2011 NBA draft. But the draft that this is getting compared to the most is, of course, the 2013 NBA draft. This is the draft where the Cleveland Cavaliers went ahead and selected Anthony Bennett with the number 1 overall pick. And you can see, not really. I mean, don't get me wrong. This draft gave us Giannis Antetokounmpo and Rudy Gobert, and of course Victor Oladipo and some role players. But that's what people think this draft might turn into. So, with that being said, anything could happen. But of course, there's no Victor Wembanyama this year, if that makes sense. The number 1 pick projected at this point is Zachary Rasaker. He's kind of like your prototypical 3-and-D type of player. And that just gives you an idea of the type of draft this is. If he gets selected to the right team, of course, any team could use a player of his caliber, which I think is why he's going number 1. Like, you could plug in and play a player like that anywhere. But ironically, I think the first 3 picks are similar molds of players, and that's no disrespect to any of these players. That's kind of like the norm in the NBA currently. A lot of these players, if you guys remember, Brandon Miller last year said that Paul George was his GOAT. The reason for that is because Paul George is kind of like the prototype of guaranteed entry into the NBA. I have a friend of mine. He makes YouTube videos as well. Some of you guys might know him. I'm not going to say him by name, but he recently had a kid, and he told me that the number 1 thing you're training your kid to do is to shoot threes and play defense, and that's your guaranteed entry ticket into the NBA. So the top 3 picks are very similar to that. Why is the volume too low, guys? Here, let me fix that. The volume's a little low. Let me know if that's a little bit better. With that being said, here are the odds for the top 4 picks in the NBA. I mean, for the lottery in the NBA draft. Obviously, there are some teams that aren't going to get their picks at all whatsoever. There are some teams that aren't going to have a pick for a very long time. If you're a Phoenix Suns fan, I'm sorry to tell you, it's not looking good for you guys for almost the next decade. I mean, next like 7-8 years, you guys aren't going to get a pick. Yo, shout out to, I don't know when that's going to come up, but I'm just going to give you a shout out right now. Anyways, GProd30, thank you for the $5 donation, man. I really appreciate you. What's up, Boston? Like, the top 4 picks in the NBA draft have practically the same odds of getting number 1 overall. The top 2 have 14%. Then, so Detroit and Washington will have 14%. Then Charlotte will have 13.3%. Portland will have 13.2%. San Antonio has a 10.5% chance. Toronto has a 9% chance. Memphis, 7.5%. Utah has a 6% chance. Brooklyn's pick goes to Houston. I'm going to find out the lottery, the projections for you guys there. I don't know it off the top of my head, but Brooklyn's pick goes to Houston. I don't know the protections, but it's 4.5%. Atlanta has a 3% chance. Chicago has a 2% chance. And, of course, you could tell OKC has 2 picks. OKC's lone lottery pick is a 1.5% chance. Sacramento at 0.8%. And, of course, Golden State gets Golden State traded their pick to Portland as a result of the Gary Payton trade last year. So that being said, let's sim the lottery just to see who gets what. But this could really go anywhere. And anyone who gets the number 1 overall pick is in a good situation. But again, there's no Victor Wembanyama-like player this year, unfortunately. So honestly, Charlotte with two like up and coming small forwards would be pretty solid. I wonder if anyone would reach for Bronny this year. I really do. By the way, we're waiting for the lottery to start here. I have it pulled up here. Once it starts, I'll actually show the lottery. Usually I'll have like a subscriber ticker, but if you guys aren't subscribed, we're trying to make this push to 1 million subscribers. Be really, really cool. But of course, no pressure. Do you have the Mavs over the Thunder? Man, that's tough. That's very tough. Give me a sec, guys. Let me just close the door. I honestly think I'm actually kind of excited because it seems like we're getting like a new team coming out of the West for once. You know what I mean? Like, even between Denver, like previously, like, the fact that there's this new era that Denver, OKC, Minnesota, Dallas could all potentially make it to the NBA Finals, I personally find it really refreshing. It seems like the torch is being passed on. I'm happy with any of these teams making it to the finals. I would personally like it for OKC and Minnesota to make it, mainly just so they could set the standard for how teams could be built. But I think Denver did that last year already. Just proving that having a star and having like good players with excellent team chemistry, a lot of depth that are well coached, could win you an NBA championship. So at the end of the day, I'm happy either way. Now that like my Lakers are out, it's kind of hard to pick one. I guess like I'm originally from Dallas, so I'd hope for Dallas to win. Who's your favorite player? I think Wemby. Wemby is up there now. It's just like, honestly, I've been waiting for a player like Wemby and Ant are both up there, mainly because over the past decade, I've been so tired of how basketball stars were so buddy. You know what I mean? It's like LeBron James and Draymond Green love each other, but like Draymond Green's teams are what like stopped LeBron James for getting at least 2 to 3 more championships. You know what I mean? It's like, I never liked how buddy things were in the NBA. And now it seems like things are shifting away. And I think a huge reason for that is Victor Wembanyama. Obviously, he hasn't been in the league for very long. And players like Anthony Edwards and the new demeanor towards the NBA. You know, like when Ant said, I want to kill everything, like, I loved that. I'm glad we're going back to that personally. Last year, you were sick of Wemby on his draft day. I was sick of the Wemby glazing, and I didn't think he'd be as good as he ended up being. You know what I mean? I didn't. It was like, but like in my defense, the glazing was crazy, bro. Like you had, I forgot what his name was, but you had someone that was like wearing a cowboy hat, like going to the crowd saying Wemby, Wemby, Wemby. The lottery's in about 15 minutes, guys. I don't know, Pistons. I was wondering the same thing. I think I was watching an AM Hoops video because I watch all of his content. I love that guy. Shout out to him. Good friend, great guy. Um, I was watching a video, and he was saying, "Yeah, the draft lottery is on is on Sunday." No, he was saying the draft lottery is on May 12th. And I was like, wait, what? That's a Sunday. And I checked the time the other day and it says it's Sunday at 12. So I was telling my friends, I'm like, is it because there isn't a deep draft this year? So they're just throwing it on Mother's Day. By the way, happy Mother's Day. Shout out to all the moms. If you're a mom watching this, shout out to you. Um, I was just so shocked by it. I live in the West Coast. So it's 12 o'clock for me almost here. Wemby got snubbed of DPOY. I think it's because they know he's going to win it so many times throughout his career. He's probably like, he should have won it this year, but like, you know, you have the opportunity to give Rudy Gobert like one of his last DPOYs. Why not? It could be in a year that he wins a championship, so why not? Start a 2K channel. I actually started my career making 2K videos, believe it or not. I started making 2K videos. I stopped because it was very exhausting. Like, extremely exhausting. I don't know how Kenny Beecham does it. Like, he's props to him. It was like, I remember having these like 3 to 4 hour recording sessions and sometimes coming with nothing. And it was just so demoralizing. You know what I mean? So demoralizing. By the way, we're 2 likes away from 200 likes. If you guys could take a minute to like the stream, that'd be very much appreciated. I wonder if Malika Andrews is going to take down anyone this year, kind of like how she did for Brandon Miller last year. By the way, if you guys can't hear it, I'm still waiting for it to come up. My NBA draft lottery live stream got taken down because of showing too much copyrighted video. So I'm trying my best not to get us taken down before it starts. So do you like Jimmy? Do you like Jimmy High Roller? He is a. I think I used to have a pinned tweet. Yeah, I have a pinned tweet. If you go to my Twitter, my pinned tweet is Jimmy High Roller showing me love on I think a video or replying to me and me fanboying over it. It's still up there. Oh my god. Yeah, I love that guy. He's awesome. I love his takes. I love his charts. I'm a huge fan of like the basketball content creator space. Like I consume all their content, and it honestly pushes me to get better. You know. Why is Bronny James even in the? Why is Bronny James even in the draft? By the way, AJ, appreciate the sub, man. I was trying to find a live subscriber ticker. I can't find it anywhere, man. Like, this thing doesn't, it's not updating. It's updating, like, the channel views. Oh, it is updating. Okay, cool. I mean, I think it's updating. I'm not sure. But anyways, we're here for the lottery, not for my subscriber count. Why is Bronny even in the draft? I hate to say it, man. I don't want to be a hater, but nepotism. It's 100% nepotism. Nothing against him. I want everyone to be successful and everyone to be happy, but it's just, I think it'd be one of the most bizarre moments in sports where if LeBron James uses his power to get his son selected with the 17th overall pick. And if that happens, that would honestly be like my worst nightmare. I think that 17th overall pick is such an asset. You know, like who knows who you get in a draft like this when the playing field's pretty much leveled because there's not that much like high end top tier talent. Like again, like you go to the 2013 NBA draft, like Giannis Antetokounmpo was the 15th overall pick. You know what I mean? It's like you could get a solid role player in this draft with that pick. I hope it's not going to be Bronny. I really hope so. But that's going to be an interesting storyline. Like imagine playing with LeBron James in the NBA. That can't be easy, man. You personally think Bronny James is way better than Taurean Prince, Spencer Dinwiddie, Gabe Vincent, and the rest of the no-time bench players? Okay, here we go. I think they're going to start the broadcast for the NBA draft lottery. So I'm going to start turning on the volume after the commercials. All right, but okay, guys, so before we get to this is brought to you by Prize Picks, and I'm just messing with y'all. I'm just teasing y'all. You guys are about to click off the stream so quickly. Hi, Mike. I've been watching you for a while, and I like the NBA talk, and I wanted to come to the league now. I'm a 3-star junior who just committed to Jacksonville University. Go Dolphins. Dude, congratulations. That's awesome. I appreciate the the ones that understand the ones that understand. I appreciate y'all, man. Do my NBA rebuilds on 2K, dude? Not a chance. Not a chance. Like if there's a third channel I'd make, it would be the TheFlightmike TV channel where dude, I'm still blocked. What did I do? What did I do to get blocked by Woj? I really wish I was there when he blocked me. I'll never understand this. Is it like, did I like misquote him? Did I misrepresent him? Did I make fun of him for overglazing Wemby? Did he one day look at one of my videos and say, oh man, he's making fun of me for overglazing Wemby, I'm going to block him? But this happened like around the trade deadline, so I don't know why he blocked me. And it drives me insane. It's so much harder to gather information. I had to make a burner Twitter account. It's like, It's like, why, man? It's so annoying. How did he even notice me? It's like, how did he even notice? I'm flattered. Like, I'm actually flattered, but it's like, what? I'm still waiting for this, guys. I got you guys covered here. I'm still waiting for this. Love your videos. You've got me through tough stuff. Great work. Who do you want to get the #1 overall pick, and who would you take? This is one of those drafts where it really depends who gets the #1 overall pick to determine who they take, you know? Like, if the Spurs get the #1 pick, Zachary Rasaker would be perfect. If it's like, honestly, like if it's the Charlotte Hornets, Alexander Sarr would be perfect. I hope I'm not butchering their names. I did not do nearly enough research on the prospects this year, mainly because there's years where I'm excited. You know, there's years where I'm so juiced up to like do my research on these prospects. Then there are years where I'm like, like, you know what I mean? I'm just being honest with you guys. This is one of those years where I was like, Molly also got blocked, but could we like tweet Woj to unblock me? Like, dude, what did I do? I'm not the type of guy that like, I'm not the type of guy that like tweets mean stuff to people, you know? I may crack like funny jokes about them in my videos, but I don't directly like at them, you know what I mean? Man, they didn't start this yet. ABC, dude. ABC. It's like I'm not the type, even if we have a disagreement, I'm not the type of guy that like goes on Twitter and like says stuff like mean stuff to people. It's like I have a life, respectfully. I did it a lot when I was like younger too, though. Younger. Okay, we have 5 minutes before the lottery starts. And I want to shout out the one person that subscribed during this broadcast so far. Thank you so much. I think this is definitely not, definitely not a, not on time. Oh, JJ Redick and James Barreg. I think Evan Sittery's like getting up there as one of my favorite people to follow lately. He's come up with some really good stuff lately. Who do you guys think is going to get the #1 overall pick? Nightbot just dropped my Twitter in the chat, by the way, guys. Spurs? Appreciate you subbing, whoever subbed. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, there's no way this thing's on time. There's no way. I got a lot of good content coming out for you guys this week as well. We got oh, here we go. After commercials, I'll start turning it up. I made like 3 videos on the Suns this past week alone, but apart from that, we got a video on the Miami Heat, we got a video on the Pelicans. Off seasons here, you know, I love the off season content personally. Here, let's see. Yearly NBA draft lottery stream live. Okay. Let's let people know we're live. I'm just gonna post this into go ahead and retweet it if you guys want. I just posted it. I gotta be more active on Twitter. We're very good on Instagram. Could be way better on Twitter, you know. So Evan Sittery just gave us some heat too. So here we go. The lottery today's implications for the 2024 NBA draft lottery. If the Raptors keep their pick, a 47% chance. If it lands in the top 6, if it falls, the Spurs receive a second lottery selection from trading Jakob Poeltl in 2023. So there's a chance that the Spurs come out of this with 2 lottery picks. I don't know if. I mean, obviously, if you're the Raptors, you do what I think the Raptors were tanking at the end of the year to boost their lottery odds. The Rockets keep their own pick if it lands in the top 4. If not, the Thunder receive a lottery selection from trading Russell Westbrook to Houston in 2019. Bro, Sam Presti is an evil genius. I can't believe it. This is from 5 years ago. He had the foresight to do this. The Warriors keep their pick if it lands in the top 4. If not, the Blazers receive a second lottery selection. I mean, honestly, if the Warriors get it, I'm gonna think this is rigged. If the Warriors get this, I'm going to think this is so rigged. I wouldn't mind it, but I think it's so rigged, 100%. Woo, let's go. We're cooking. All right. Wait for the lottery to come on, guys. Tibbs. Tom, I like playing my entire starting 5 for the whole game, 48 minutes, Thibodeau. I think we have 2 more minutes, guys. 2 more minutes. I'm kind of scared of turning on the volume with NBA Countdown because, like, you know, I kind of went at this girl, Malika Andrews, a little bit last year, so kind of worried that they'll take me down because of it. Rightfully so. I'd take myself down for that crap, too. I would definitely take myself down for that. Are you going to stream it live? Most definitely. Most definitely. 100%. 100%. We do it every year, man. You know, this is our 5th year anniversary of doing this. 5th year of us doing NBA news content. If I am your go-to source for NBA news, I wanted to thank y'all. I don't mind Malika Andrews. I actually like Malika Andrews. But from a selfish point, you know, it's like, I like Malika Andrews because she's good content. You know what I mean? It's kind of like anyone that creates content for me, I'm a huge fan of. But that aside, if I was a regular person, I wouldn't be her biggest fan, no. Where do you think the Pacers will finish in the playoffs? By the way, you're like my favorite YouTuber. First of all, thank you. I don't know. I think the refereeing of this series was a little suspect. I will admit. I think it was a very suspect. Like, it was very suspect. I think the Pacers. I would love to see the Pacers versus Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals. Mainly because I do think the Pacers have the talent to go all the way. They have the personnel to go all the way. I think they're just that good. And, like, I'm not, like, some sort of crazy Pacers fan. I just believe in them being that good. I would love to see the Knicks make it to the Eastern Conference Finals just because I love to see Madison Square Garden. I love how crazy Knick fans are. From a talent perspective, it'd be very interesting to see the Pacers match up with Boston, though. But I think, and that's probably my favorite part about the playoffs. It seems like all these teams have the potential to go that far.
Welcome to the 40th edition of the NBA Draft Lottery. From the first,
on the New York Knicks select Patrick Ewing.
All the way to last year.
The San Antonio Spurs select Victor Wembanyama.
Woo!
There have been iconic selections, but not all of them have been taken first.
With the 7th pick, the Golden State Warriors select Stephen Curry. With the 13th pick, the Charlotte Hornets select Kobe Bryant.
The
Damn,
fourth
bro.
title in 8 years, and Bryant in a 5-time champ.
There are 14 teams in this year's lottery, and we've got players from all over the globe. National champions and bucket getters, all waiting to make an impact. It all starts today with the NBA Draft Lottery.
Welcome to Chi-Town.
Woo!
City hosting a number of promising prospects today as we all find out together the order of this year's NBA draft. Among the hopefuls, a pair of champs, UConn stars,
Stephon Castle.
And some other teammates as well. How about Reed Shepherd of Kentucky, joined by his teammate Rob Dillingham, he's trying to figure out the draft board. Good luck. I was told there'd be no math. And of course, all the way from Australia, the 7'1" center from France, Alex Sarr, many believe to be the best perimeter shooter, at least one of them in this draft. And of course, he's here in person. The same can't be said for his countryman, Zachary Rissochet, as yet again all eyes on France. In fact, just yesterday, Rissochet finished up his team's regular season as he
I completely mispronounced his name. That's how. Okay.
No doubt he is tuning in today because this is the 40th annual NBA Draft Lottery presented by State Farm.
They didn't invite Bronny?
Coming to you live from McCormick Place, Chicago.
How could they not invite Bronny? This is crazy.
Petitions are supering. The reveal is imminent, and we officially say hello from inside that ballroom. I am Elle Duncan alongside our senior NBA insider, Adrian Wojnarowski, and Kendrick Perkins. And of course, it is Mother's Day, and since I can't exactly mother my children since I'm working, I'm going to mother you. Sit up straight and get your elbows off the table.
There you go.
I feel a lot better now.
Don't you start.
Okay, we're going to hear from you guys in a minute. I know you've got plenty to talk about, but first, let's get to some headlines. Let's do a little table setting on today's event, shall we? And last year, what we already know was sort of unofficially the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes, but this year, there's considerable debate on who's going to be selected first overall.
How fun.
So our Jonathan Givony has two French players at the top. I mentioned them, Zachary Rissochet, Alex Sarr. But with national champion Donovan Clingan out of UConn and Rob Dillingham of Kentucky close behind. We're going to handicap this thing for you, okay? The teams with the best chance to walk away today with the chance to draft first are the Detroit Pistons and Washington Wizards, each with a 14% chance to be awarded that first overall pick. But there are a number of trade.
Who do you guys want to win the
number
number one pick?
Rob was looking at the board. Golden State and Houston could lose a first-round pick today. However, if either of their picks land in the top 4, they will keep their pick. Utah could lose its first-round pick to Oklahoma City if it were to drop out of the top 10. Thankfully for the Jazz, they've got a 99.6% chance of keeping that pick. Famous last words. Maybe the one to really carefully watch is Toronto's pick. It's very much in play. The Raptors will keep their pick if it stays in the top 6, but it goes to San Antonio if it falls below the 6th spot. In fact,
feel like it's going to go to San Antonio.
54% chance to walk
The
away
NBA
with
wants
that
to
pick
set up
today,
Wemby
and
as
a
fast
result,
as
San
possible, I
Antonio,
feel like.
one of 4 teams, including Portland, Houston, Oklahoma City, who could end the day with 2 lottery picks in this year's NBA draft. Certainly the Spurs would love that, Woj, as they'd love to have a ton of assets to surround Victor Wembanyama. How do you expect their front office to sort of handle this offseason?
The Spurs want to address their point guard situation, find their point guard of the future to pair with Victor Wembanyama, but they don't have to do it all at once, El. They've got potentially 2 lottery picks in this draft and potentially 4 in the 2025 class, which is loaded. And so, they're going to look at this draft, the 2 Kentucky guards, Reed Shepherd, Rob Dillingham, Nikola Topic from Serbia. They'll evaluate those point guards, but they're going to be able to get out in the trade market this summer in free agency and maybe bring in a veteran point guard who could bridge, help to a young point guard to grow. And remember this, the Spurs have 12 first-round picks over the next 7 years. Only Oklahoma City and Utah have more. So they're going to have the flexibility to find the point guard they want, but they don't have to rush it.
Do you agree with that? You think that the Spurs are in a position to sort of take a wait-and-see approach?
Oh, absolutely not. Not when you're talking about Victor Wembanyama.
Honestly, like any player could fit into the Spurs right now.
And he's still impacting this draft, and he was drafted last year. When I think about this young man, he wants to win right now. The Rookie of the Year, and arguably, in my opinion, in the next year or 2 years is going to be the best player on both ends of the floor. I think you have to look at the market and look at the likes of a Trae Young or DeJounte Murray to pair alongside of him because he wants to win. I would rather the Spurs go out there and get a guy that's proven than base drafting on potential. I don't know what that's going to do. And then last but not least, right now, Greg Popovich is drinking his Pediasure. Okay, he's 70. He's gonna be 76 years old next year. I mean, you don't think he want to have a good run in the postseason with Victor, where he need the pieces around him?
No septuagenarian slander on this desk, Kendrick Perkins.
Pop.
By the way, you talk about a wait-and-see
I think you get if the Spurs get any of the forwards that are available to them, they'll be in good shape.
History. All right, so plenty to talk about, but let's take a look at our draft expert, Jonathan Gavoni. He sees a couple of Frenchmen as le premier choix. That was Google Translate.
And obviously, like Eddie Gard would fit in. Honestly, any player could fit into the Spurs.
Donovan Clingan of UConn and Rob Dillingham, as well as Serbian point guard. We just heard Woj.
I would love for them to get the French Twin Towers as well.
Top 5. So we've never had 2 foreign players.
Alexander Sarr and
is there a consensus that's
yeah,
starting to build
him and Wemby, they were
GMs
teammates. It'd be
on which
really
players are gonna
cool.
hear their names called early?
Al, the only real consensus, you talk to the executives who are in this lottery, is that this is probably the most unsettled first round since 2013. That was a draft where Anthony Bennett went #1 overall, and the 2 best players in that draft, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Rudy Gobert, they went 15th and 27th. Executives in this room say that if they walk out of this ballroom today with #1 overall, that they imagine they're going to seriously consider 4 or 5 different candidates for #1 between now and the draft in Brooklyn in late June.
We love those kinds of storylines, but who would you go with if you're the GM? Who's your #1
Zachary
pick?
Reese.
Being a former big fella myself, I'm going with the big man who had dominated college, one of the best shot blockers in college, Donovan Clingan. Okay, when you talk about these young men, you cannot teach 7'3" and tenacity. Okay, a brute force around the basket, a live threat around the basket, and on the defensive side of things, I think he could be coming into the league a Walker Kessler or a Mark Williams with a ceiling of a Rudy Gobert, okay? Ceiling of a Rudy Gobert. That's how special he is. A little bit of speed work on
You see, like, those are the type of players that you
could
could
take
get
it
in
to
this year's
another
NBA
level.
draft.
Yeah, you know who loves hearing that he should be the #1 overall pick? Donovan Clingan, who, as luck would have it,
Like
is
Donovan
standing by
Clingan,
with the 4th member of our
comparison
team,
Walker
Christine
Kessler
Williams.
/ Mark
Christine.
Williams.
Hi,
Not a bad
Al.
comparison,
Yes,
but it's like
I'm over
not a
here with couple of
superstar.
Kentucky players and a couple of UConn players. You mentioned Donovan Clingan, DC, my guy. We obviously saw you.
I think
win
Donovan
back-to-back
Clingan was very
national
random.
championships. Now you're moving into the draft process. There was a moment in your basketball career where things really shifted for you.
Bronny
began
has to go
take
number 1.
Basketball a little bit more seriously. It was in 2018, unfortunately, when your mom passed away from cancer. I saw you post earlier today saying,
dude,
Happy
I'm
Mother's
sorry.
Day, Mama.
That's
I
terrible.
love you. I miss you more than anything. How has her legacy really influenced where you are right now?
Yeah, you know, she's the reason why I do everything I do. She's looking down on me. She's smiling down on me. I'm just trying to be the best version of myself, be the best version, of a player on the court. I'm just trying to make her proud, make her smile, and at the end of the day, I'm just trying to make her proud. She's smiling down, and I know she wish she was here, and wish she could see me on this journey. But I know she's proud, and I'm excited for what's next.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure she's very proud. A lot of people saying that you could go number 1 overall. All right, Stefan, your teammate, also a national champion.
No one's
I'm
saying
gonna
that
give you a name.
respectfully.
Andre Drummond. That is the only freshman ever drafted out of UConn. What makes you confident that what you did at UConn in your 1 season there is going to make you the next one?
What makes me confident, I would say just being there, the short time I was there, I feel like I really learned how to win. I was blessed to be able to play
Lakers
with,
got the
great
17th
coaching
overall
staff. I
pick,
learned
Scoop.
a lot. And I feel like there's so much more to my game that, I wasn't able to show there, but, we still got the job done. So I got a lot of confidence just, for my future.
All right, so there's a very special guest in the building today. It is one Queen Castle. I know you guys call her Mama Castle, looking good. There she is, ready to hopefully see her son do big things at the next level in the association. Another person whose mom's here, Reed Shepard. Your mom's here. You're named after your mom, right? Stacey Reed was her maiden name. Obviously, she played basketball at Kentucky. Your dad played basketball at Kentucky. It was one of your dreams to go play there. Your next dream to hopefully go play in the association. How special is it to have your mom and your parents along for you for this journey?
Yeah, it means everything to me. They've been with me ever since I've been a little kid. I can't remember a time Mom hasn't been at a game. Me and Mom travel everywhere together, all the AAU games, all the high school games. And they didn't even miss a college game, which is crazy. So having them here with me for the next step of the journey is unbelievable. I'm super excited to be here and have them with me.
And you cleaned up because you shaved your mustache. We talked about that a little bit earlier. All right, Rob with the shifts, a.k.a. Rob Dillingham, ready for the occasion. All iced out. We see the shirt. We see the pants. I saw on your Instagram story not too long ago, you said, "Dear me, in 6 months, I promise to make you proud." What have you done over the last few weeks since your season ended to make that come true?
I feel like not over just the past few weeks, but the situations I've been in has prepared me for this, to just keep going through whatever. So how I look at it is, I don't know how this next 6 months go, but I'm going to speak it into existence and try my hardest and give my all and do what I can do to be in the best position for me, and help my teammates, and that's what I guess I'm going to do.
All right, we'll see what happens with the shifts because he's shifty.
It's crazy because you could have the number 1 overall pick in this year's NBA draft and still not know if you took the best player.
Getting ready because the representatives are taking the stage. When we come back, it will be time for the lottery order of the 2024 NBA draft. Don't go around. We're about to reveal.
Yeah, I'm just going to kill the sound so we don't get taken down. They like milking this, bro. They like making sure they take their time. Everyone tunes in to watch and everything. Guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're on the grind to 1 million subscribers. We do daily NBA news and analysis on this YouTube channel. If there's no news, we don't really bring you guys anything. And if you guys could take a moment, leave a like on the stream. All that's appreciated. Check us out on our socials in the description down below. This is year 5, man, of us doing this. It's going to be on mute during commercials. It's on mute during the commercials, just so we don't run into copyright for copyrighted music and whatnot. And then once commercials are back, obviously I'm going to bring back the sound and what. Which team is first in the lotto? Detroit. Do I support the Lakers? Unfortunately, I do, yes. Appreciate all the love, man. No, the lottery hasn't even started. You guys are actually here right on time. Right on time, man. Do you get cooked at basketball runs? I don't really run basketball anymore. Starts after 31 commercial breaks. Bro, they like to milk this event so much. They love to milk this event. I don't hate the Wizards, man. They're just a meme. It's like it's Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma. Come on now, bro. It's nothing personal. I roast my team too. Also, if you want shorter versions of our content, check us out on Instagram. We do Instagram and TikTok videos, short bits of NBA news. Like we even covered the Shaq versus Shannon Sharp beef yesterday. It's a good time. If Memphis gets a top 3 pick, they're like set.
Back to the 2024 NBA Draft.
Thanks for
Lottery
waiting, guys.
presented by State Farm. Coming up right after us, Game 4, Knicks-Pacers. You know the Knicks actually had a chance to draft Tyrese Halliburton back in 2020. They chose Obi Toppin instead. Tyrese is like, why you gotta act like that?
They all right. They got big body Brunson.
They do, and now they're teammates.
Yeah.
As of course the Pacers look to even things up with the Knicks. That is next. But of course, we are back here in Chicago and taking a look at the rumor outside of it. For about an hour ago, the actual lottery drawing took place, and as you see, once the
They always
representatives
bring up their
decide
phones.
to give up their cell phones, they are sequestered in that room.
No cell phones.
Is that, okay, all right. Well, hopefully they can't come out.
Damn, Danny Ainge got old,
right
bro.
Here today, and there were 12 media members in attendance. We see you, Danny Ainge, including our Zach Lowe, as well as a representative from each lottery team. So let's take a look at the lottery odds for today. All right, we've got the Pistons and Wizards, both with a 14% chance to walk away with that coveted #1 pick, leading the pack of teams with more than a 10% chance. And here are the rest of the teams in the lottery. And I know their odds are lower than others, but just remember a few years ago, back in 2019, Woj, you talked about this, the New Orleans Pelicans won the lottery with only a 6% chance that year. And of course, they used it to draft Zion Williamson. Certainly, I've heard of him. And now it is time.
Do you guys remember how hyped Zion Williamson was?
Respective teams a little bit of luck. And we start with Golden State, who's represented by guard Brandon Pajemski, who was the 19th pick in last year's NBA draft. Sacramento has sent forward Keegan Murray, the 4th pick in the 2022 NBA draft. I love that they're doing like a roll call here. Representing Houston is head coach Ime Udoka. His Rockets could walk away with 2 lottery picks today. Chicago has the only guy who honestly really didn't have to travel very far to get here, forward Julian Phillips. Representing Atlanta is general manager Landry Fields.
Bro,
His
that's
team has
crazy
never
that
won
he's
the
GM.
lottery
I remember
before.
when he was playing.
Utah has sent former player and current broadcaster Thurl Bailey in his 33rd season with the Jazz organization. Representing Memphis is Tayshaun Prince, Vice President of Basketball Affairs, and of course also a 2004 NBA champion.
I had no idea.
As for Toronto, they sent 2024 NBA All-Star Scotty Barnes, who was taken 4th overall in 2021 after Toronto got a little bit of lotto luck themselves to nab him there. And Scotty, with all that's at stake in keeping
Oh my
his
God,
pick in
they're
T-Dot,
interviewing him.
What's going through your mind right now? You feeling good?
Yeah, I'm excited. Excited for what we got building in Toronto. Can't wait to introduce our new players to our team and just show what we're going to do next season. You know, it's going to be very special for us. So see who we get, see what pick we get.
This is maybe the easiest thing you've had to do as a member of the team. Representing San
You guys saw
Antonio,
the
general
viral
manager
clip of him talking to Giannis during All-Star shoot-around, right?
Scoot Henderson, the 3rd pick of last year's draft, who led rookies with 5.4 assists per game. Scoot, your Blazers moved all the way to 3rd last year on this stage. Took you. So I know they're hoping that you're going to pay it forward and bring them a little luck. Do you have any like rituals or superstitions that you do to bring your team some luck?
Scotty Barnes hate in my chat, bro.
I think you and everybody else, I think you and everybody else in this room, what's more nerve-wracking, playing or sitting there, knowing there's not a ton you can do in terms of the odds?
Probably sit here because I can't control it.
Fair point. Well, good luck to you. Representing Charlotte is
Dude, they almost traded Zion Williamson for Scoot last year. You guys remember that?
Points to only Victor Wembanyama with 17.3 points per game. As for Washington, they've sent Frenchman Bilal Koulibaly, who was the 7th pick of last year's draft. And finally, representing Detroit.
Dude, I wish they sent
basketball,
Jordan
Ausar
Poole.
Thompson.
That would have
The
been
5th
so
pick of
funny.
Last year's draft, Ausar, is someone who was in their position a year ago. What would you tell the prospects here tonight about?
I don't think these young prospects want to be here at all, man. It's like Mother's Day, you know? It's a Sunday. Usually this is like on a weeknight in the evening, you know what I mean?
We love that. Emphasis on don't be complacent. Well done. And here we go. You are looking at the NBA Chief Security Officer, Leon Newsom. He is escorting the only man in this ballroom who knows the results of the draft lottery, Mark Dielli from the accounting firm of Ernst & Young, who's delivering the sealed envelopes to the podium. It's all very serious in here. There's a hush in the crowd because the time has officially come. So we welcome in NBA Deputy Commissioner and Chief Operating Officer Mark Tatum, who will reveal the lottery picks of the 2024 NBA Draft.
Thank you, Elle, and happy Mother's Day, and good luck, everyone. The 14th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, presented by State Farm, will be made by the Portland Trailblazers.
As expected, Portland receives this pick from Golden State, who could only have kept this pick if it had landed in the top 4.
The 13th pick belongs to the Sacramento Kings. Picking 12th will be the Oklahoma City Thunder.
This also expected. OKC receives this pick from Houston due to the Russell Westbrook-Chris Paul trade.
The 11th pick in the NBA Draft will go to the Chicago Bulls. Pick number 10 will be made by the Utah Jazz.
Ooh. This means that Atlanta and Houston have both moved into the top 4. You see those smiles.
Whoa.
The 9th pick goes to the Memphis Grizzlies. The 8th pick will be made by the San Antonio Spurs.
Ooh. That sucks, Toronto.
So San Antonio receives this pick due to the Jakob Poeltl trade. Had the pick remained in the top 6, so it would have stayed with Toronto.
I felt like that was going to happen, though.
The 7th pick in the NBA Draft belongs to the Portland Trailblazers.
This means that San Antonio has also moved into the top 4.
Oh, my God.
Pick number 6 goes to the Charlotte Hornets. The 5th pick will be made by the Detroit Pistons.
My God!
Unbelievable.
Dude, Detroit had the highest odds. Are you kidding me? This is the second year in a row they get screwed. Wow. 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 Dude, I was saying before the lottery started, that I have a feeling the Spurs were going to come out of this with 2 lottery picks. And if they did, I was gonna throw around the R word, man. I would definitely think it's rigged. I would definitely think it's rigged if that happened, man. Wow, bro. Like, wow. Bro, Pistons fans, I'm so sorry. It's not the craziest draft, you know what I mean? It's not like you missed out on Wemby like you did last year, but like, man, like, here are the odds going into it to give you an idea. Oh, yeah. Trying to pull this up for y'all. Going into it, they had the highest odds. All right, it's not loading for some reason. Oh, here it is. Bro, going into it, they had the highest odds. San Antonio's right here. Atlanta's right here. Okay, Atlanta's here, San Antonio's here, Detroit's up here, Charlotte's over here, Portland's here. It's just craziness, man. It's insane. Look, again, this is one of those drafts where, like, so long as you're in the lottery, like, the number 1 pick could be as good as the number 5 pick for all you know. You don't know who the number 1 pick's gonna be. It's just like, wow, bro, wow. I am so I'm shocked. I'm honestly shocked. I mean, I'm happy too. We don't want Wemby to have a LeBron James like first stint in Cleveland type of career with San Antonio. So the Spurs are gonna have plenty of assets to build this team, which is great. But still, man, wow. You imagine if do you guys think Spurs are about to go back to back with the first pick? Honestly, you don't even need to go back to back with the first pick. Like, if you have a top 3 pick, it's fine. Like, the top 2 players are both like two-way forwards. You know what I mean? And then you have like good center prospect. You really can't go wrong. Like, honestly, you really can't go wrong in the lottery this year. Atlanta, this would do wonders for Atlanta. A good, solid two-way forward. Given what they went through, man. San Antonio could still get a point guard, too. Bro, they're not drafting Trae Young's replacement if they get the #1 overall pick. Get that out of your head. Dude, I feel so bad for Pistons fans. Why would the Spurs bring back Kawhi? To pay him a near max contract so he could like always get injured before the playoffs? No offense. Dude, the Pistons are like last year's draft too. Like last year, if you were in the top 3, you'd be happy. You know what I mean? Like they had like one of the highest odds at #1 last year. It's back. Here we go.
NBA Draft Lottery presented by State Farm. Right after us, Game 4, Knicks Pacers. Let Jalen Brunson be your guide in terms of not needing to be a lotto pick to make an impact. Taken 33rd overall in 2018 by the Mavs, and already K-Perk thinks he's the greatest Knick of all time.
I sure do.
Oh my God.
Game 4 coming up with the Pacers right after
Here we
us.
go.
But again, who will get the #1 pick in this year's NBA draft? Will it be Washington? Will it be San Antonio, who already has a top 10 pick? Will it be Houston, or will it be Atlanta?
Dude,
Joining
Shams
us once again to announce the
Shams
order of the
just
top
leak
4
it?
picks, NBA Deputy Commissioner and Chief Operating Officer Mark Tatum.
Thanks again, El. The 4th pick in the NBA draft goes to the San Antonio Spurs. The 3rd pick belongs to the Houston Rockets. The 2nd pick will be made by the Washington Wizards, and that means that the #1 pick in the 2024 NBA draft goes to the Atlanta Hawks.
Wow. Dude, Shams spoiled the picks.
With the second lowest pre-draft position to end up with the #1 pick. They have never won the lottery before.
That's awesome.
And I'm not
Honestly,
saying
yeah,
that
this
the
changes
girl
everything
on the
for
desk
Atlanta.
That's from Atlanta doing her first lottery had anything to do with it, but I'm just saying, can I get one of those
Dude,
City
Shams
Connect
spoiled.
jerseys?
Sorry,
And
if I was
again,
distracted,
most
that's
years
why.
between
Shams
#1
spoiled the
draft
lottery
picks,
while I
because
was
it's been some time for Atlanta.
that's why I was on my phone. I was like,
1975,
what?
since they had that #1 overall pick, it was David Thompson, Christine Williamson standing by with our winner.
Yep, Landry Fields, the GM over there in Atlanta. As Elle mentioned, she's hype about this. Obviously, you're very hype as well. You talked recently about how the numbers don't lie. Of course, you were talking about the basketball court. Of course, #1 also doesn't lie. How do you hope that this propels your team forward in the future?
Well, I mean, it's a significant part of any team building strategy. So, I mean, this is exciting. It's been a while, and that turned out a little differently than hopefully what we'll be expecting here for the future. But excited about this class, excited about continuing to build what we got going in Atlanta.
Congrats, Landry.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So once again, here is the official order of the NBA draft. Had a double jump with the Rockets, and Atlanta, for the first time in franchise history, wins the lottery. Spurs will pick twice in the top 10. Wow, I am really testing my professionalism right now. Now that we know the actual order, Woj, what is your biggest takeaway?
Well, this is an Atlanta organization that is really looking to reshape this roster. And now Landry Fields, Quinn Snyder, they get a chance to tell players, you want to compete to be the #1 overall pick in the draft, come in, meet with us, work out. And they're in a tremendous position to jumpstart that organization.
I'm looking at my Houston Rockets because I'm a Texas boy. You know, got third pick it is, and I think, you know, making moves, adding to what they already got. Jalen Green, Şengün, you know, those young fellas took strides. You got Fred VanVleet there. Obviously, Ime Udoka is doing a hell of a job. They're moving in the right direction.
They certainly are. I believe Chicago native son Curtis Mayfield made an entire song just about this draft. It's called Move On Up. I'm lying. It's not a thing that he did at all. However, we take a look now that we officially have it. Jonathan Givony with his mock draft. We take a look right here, and he has the Hawks taking Alex Sarr, the Wizards taking Zachary Risacher. In fact, we've only ever had 2 French-born players taken in the top 5 in history. That, of course, was Wemby last year, and Dominique Wilkins, also an Atlanta Hawk. I'm just saying. I'm connecting dots. I'm doing my best, Brian Windhorst. For the rest of this mock draft, make sure to go to ESPN.com, and we're looking ahead because the draft combine from Chicago this week with coverage from Chicago both Tuesday and Wednesday. Of course, the draft just a little more than a month away. 2 nights of coverage. First round Wednesday, June 26th on ESPN and ABC. Second round Thursday, June 27th on ESPN. Congratulations,
guys.
They've been awarded the first pick of the 2024 NBA.
Guys, we dropped a video on the Phoenix Suns' brand new head coach, Mike Budenholzer. If you guys haven't checked it out, I'm going to leave it up in the chat. Thank you guys so much for coming out, supporting us for the 5th year in a row. Excuse me. Make sure the Hawks got it, man. Make sure you check us out on our socials, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. All that's in the description down below. Aside from that, guys, I'll catch you guys on our next upload. Love y'all, man.